This is so badass, man. Okay, so finally, after years of heritage armor for every other race except the OG ones, Warcraft, as it was meant to be 20 some odd years ago, probably way more than that, orcs and humans finally have their heritage armor, and they're looking mwah. So first of all, humans, as I will be way more biased on the orc side, as I am not particularly a fan of humans in general because they're just too generic. I do have to say that I love the Stormwind armor in general, and I know there's like a Stormwind set that we had ever since Warlords of Draenor that I have definitely used as transmogs before, but I have to say that this one, oh man, this looks so good. I was actually really wondering what they would have as the heritage armor for humans, since I was definitely thinking of something along the lines of what we have right now, but I thought, well, wait a minute. Humans have the whole mage culture as well, so was it going to be like a plate themed transmog, which it is. But I feel like if you're like a human mage and you don't really want to look like a footman, which this is not, right? Okay, this is actually really cool. But if you don't want to look like a footman, you can actually just not use this helmet, and you could pass on as a battle mage. This, you could say that this is plate armor, but it does feel like it has some chainmails and some cloth on their garments. So this could probably pass as anything. So this is actually a really, really, really well-designed set that I really hope they take forward. First of all, we finally have probably close to 100% textured transmog. You can see the belt here being an actual item, not just like part of like a spandex painted belt on it. Although the boots and the pants seem to kind of still have that style of like, this seems to be like a belt holding whatever, maybe the vambraces or whatever these are. They're holding them together, but it feels like it's part of the pant leg, right? So it doesn't feel like it's like its own item. But you can see like the chainmail feels like it's hanging on top of the tabard or whatever this is. The gloves are really cool. Like you can see the textures and the plates and the shoulders. I mean, I think we've had enough lion-themed alliance plate where now we can have some eagle themed. I guess this is probably what it's gonna be considered as an eagle. It's too bad that we cannot like rotate around to see the helmet and the puff or whatever this is. The Roman style, gladiator style puff of feathers or whatever that is. This is really cool. You can see the bolts of metal that are holding the metal piece together to the on the helmet. This is definitely my favorite alliance set so far. This is looking so good. I thought the dwarf heritage armor was good, but this is out of this world, man. This looks so good, and I love the color theme. It's not as bright anymore, and it's golden blue, the way alliance is supposed to be. It's on a female model. I would be super interested to see how this looks on a male model as well. But usually plate armor looks way better on males, bias or not, than females. Females usually make cloth and leather transmogs look better. This looks really, really good. Oh boy. Well, I'm definitely gonna be... Actually, can I use this on my dwarf? What am I talking about? This is human. Oh, it's a griffin. This is a griffin. What could be a griffin? Listen, it has a beak. It has feathers. Its head is very narrow and tiny. I'd say it's an eagle, but it can be a griffin. Now, the orc. This is so badass, man. Listen, I love the alliance, the human ones, but the orc one is so cool. I like, my only criticism with it is that it's not red. But we have a lot of red sets. We had the BFA Season 1 PvP/Warfront set that's like all red and spiky. This is the helmet that an orc should have, man. Oh, this is so cool. And the trophy of whatever this is, this looks like a night saber or a saber tooth or a tiger or whatever, strapped with leather bands to the shoulder. Oh, this looks so good. And I bet if we turn this around, because we cannot see it, we only have a picture. These are spikes coming off of a much smaller shoulder piece, and everything is held together by leather straps. Oh yes. Oh, and the belts. This is so much better because the Magar Orc set is really cool, but the belt for the Magar Orc set is just, it looks like a shield. It doesn't look like a belt. This looks like a belt. This looks a little bit tinier. The boots are like super metal, super orky. I suppose that all of these spikes are supposed to be dipped in blood. I think this is supposed to be blood, right? Oh man, Jesus, this looks so good. I'm trying to I feel like the Alliance has more fine work to it, more small details, small leather bands, but the orc just looks like an orc. Maybe the boots could have been less plate, less juggernauty looking, but it's looking pretty good. I am just super sad that there's actually no weapon or shield that I know of that would go really well with this set for an orc warrior. Oh, the color palette on the metal bits is closely unique. I think there are very few weapons, or if any at all, that have the actual metal look for their color palette. This is just gray metal, not rusty, but worn out from battle. And it feels like all the other gray metals have like either some flashy things, some super bright elements to it, some really weird textures or some sprites or some effects, but this is looking really good. These are definitely the best heritage armors they've ever done. Look at the amount of detail that went into them. Even the belt, like the belt for the orc, I think it's maybe one of the more intricate pieces of armor. You have the leathers that are holding the little skull together to the back plate of it. Is this fur coming out from behind the skull that's being held by the leather straps? Is this leather strap strapped to the metal plate that's also on top of another fur underwear thing, whatever this is? This looks so good. And the gloves, you can see the leather straps underneath the plate armor and the fur coming out of the gloves. They have to do armor like this in the future. This cannot be the best set that they're ever going to do. These are awesome. Listen, if you're not gonna get these, then I don't know what you're doing. This looks so good, so good. Definitely their best work, and super stoked that transmog of this level is not under the game shop, the pay shop, because we've had, I think the last really cool transmog has been something that you could buy from the shop, but this is looking beast mode. Love the helmet, love the shoulders, love the belt as well. Boots and gloves a little bit less, but they're pretty cool. Alliance is looking also really cool. The chainmail is amazing. The leather straps is really cool. The plate armor on the gloves, the shoulder piece, and the headpiece, the crown jewel. Really freaking awesome. Best 100%. Love it. More like this, more like this. I guarantee you, Blizzard, if you make this kind of stuff and put it behind challenging content, people will do that content. Mage Tower, once again, my best point. Listen, guys, you gotta get this stuff. It's amazing. It's so good. So good.
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classic or retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.